Hi there, today we're just going to do a short video on mounting your motors and your ESCs to your quadcopter frame. As you can see, I've already numbered all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, measured out exactly how long I want the wires to be and how exactly far they're going to go. This wire here, I leave the ground and signal wrapped up like that because it helps with noise to your video controller. I'm also going to clip this end off and solder it right to my flight controller. We'll just get started here. I'm just going to mount these just hand tight for now to get a good idea of where they're going to sit. And then once everything is soldered and in place, I will come back and I will use some blue Loctite on there, just a little dab to keep that nice and tight in place. That way you don't have to torque these nuts and torque these bolts right down and end up stripping them. So it's a little useful tip for you right there. So just hand tight for now, get them in place. We'll just do one at a time. Make sure you get stuff out of the way. You just want to position things nicely, get them into place before you actually put the solder on it. Sometimes you use a pair of pliers to hold it in place because it gets a little bit hot. And the first one we're going to do is this negative wire right there. So that's how I'm going to want it to go. Just like that. Be all nice and tucked in there. Got my irons nice and hot. Quick little tip is you want to keep your tip nice and clean, free of debris. Put a nice little blob of solder on there. Get it in there, and just like that. And she's in place. Negative. Positive now. A little blob of solder on there. Hold that on there and let it melt nice and hot. Get nice and hot, melt down. Make a real good connection. And voila. We have ESC number 1. Quick rule of thumb when you're soldering, keep that tip nice and clean. Little blob of solder on there, clean it off through using your some people like to use a wet sponge. I only ever use that every once in a while to clean the dirty flux off there. And rosin core solder. Keep that tip nice and clean, it'll last forever. Never have to change your tip. We got number 1 into place there, so we'll go with number 2. Same idea. And make sure where it's going to go. You don't ever want to make everything permanent when you're first doing this because you end up having to change something or you want something a different way. You always gotta make a plan. Map out what you want to do because 4 or 5 steps down the road, you might not like something or you want to change it, and then you've got Loctite or something all over it or solder all over it, and then you have to pull it apart, and it just makes for a mess. So if you want to prepare properly, make sure that it's done right, you never run into that problem. Make for it nice and clean. Do the positive wire first on this one. And because I prepared, I've already got a nice big blob of solder on there. Just like that. Easy peasy. Nice and easy. The wire's going to sit there just like that. Clean your tip, put some solder on it, clean it again, get all that dirt off there. Put a nice big blob on, you're ready for the next one. I like to keep that tip nice and clean, do it all the time. Makes for a nice clean hard soldering job. You don't want to run into cold soldering where you get a bad connection or it'll break. You can't figure out why your quad isn't running properly. It's a lot of time people don't know how to solder properly. Cold solder joints. Let that heat up a little bit. Nice, very nice. Nice clean solder. Love it. You see that joint? I don't know if you can see that or not. Nice and hot. Yeah, that looks nice and good, just like that. It's going to turn out be a nice little clean, nice well-built quad when I'm done. I end up putting a couple pieces of zap strap around there, hold that in place. This frame here is an Armaten SCX 230. Excited to fly this frame. So we'll go with number 3 here. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment underneath this video. If you want, you can visit my store, G-ForceFPV.com. I'm based out of Abbotsford, BC, Canada. Sell lots of stuff, have lots of new products coming in and out of the store all the time. Love to talk shop, build quads. If you're ever down to chat, I'm always open to it. Love learning new things, seeing what kind of stuff people are building nowadays. All the new products and stuff that are out there. There we go. Make a little adjustment. These motors that I'm using are Brother Hobby Tornado T1 2205 2600 kV motors. I'm excited to use these. I just got them into the store. They are 28 grams with the wire, 29 grams with the wire. Considering the thrust to weight ratio, it's quite light. I'm excited. This is a nice cooling fins and stuff on it. The ESCs that I'm using are DYS XMS 30 amp ESCs. Went nice and big on this one. Want this thing to rock. Get out there and get up with the power. See what this thing can crank out. I'm excited for this quad. Been looking forward to getting these motors in this frame. See what it can do. If you want to leave a comment, tell me what bird you guys fly, what you like, what equipment that you use. I'm all open to hear what everybody likes to do. If anybody's got some techniques that they like to show, like to share, anything like that, I'm always down to hear new stuff. This one's going to be a little bit of a bugger because it's a little bit tight because of my power outlet right there. Here we go. Heat that up, let them melt right down. Nice. Very nice. Little trick too to let you guys in on. If you ever find that your solder isn't, in a nice little puddle, dip the tip into your flux and then straight to the solder joint, and it'll ball it up nice and round. I'll show you that after. It's a nice little trick that I learned. Helps out a lot. Heats your joint up really quickly and helps that solder run nice and smooth. Just going to take this one little standoff off here so I don't melt it. Let's give myself a little bit more room to work with. Yeah, there we go. A little shaky today. Haven't had lunch yet. Haha. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Put the last motor on here. Hear my phone going off in the background. Somebody trying to get a hold of me. They can wait. This video is a little bit more important right now. Like I said, just hand tight for everything. Just in case you make a mistake. Just gonna do the positive first. And this one. Yeah, just like that. You don't want to hold it on too long either, though, because these little PCB boards end up frying the little electronics in it. So you just one or 2 seconds, just enough to let that solder melt and flow right down to the bottom there. One, two, three. Just like that. That's how we like it. Well, that concludes this portion of the build. Hope you enjoyed everything. Visit my store, G-ForceFPV.com. I'll post a link at the bottom of this website of this video. If you like what you see, hit that like button, hit the share button. I have a Facebook page, G-ForceFPV, Instagram, Twitter. Find me, hit me up. Love to talk to you.